off. Welcome to the 30th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with Risky. Risky, say hi.
Hello.
Hi, Risky.
I need that up here.
If you guys haven't noticed, Risky is not physically with me here this time around. As we mentioned a couple of episodes back, and including in the last one, we're not going to be really able to shoot the way that we used to before, but we're still trying to, you know, sort things out, see what we can actually like accomplish doing this, you know, video chat and things like that. Hopefully it works out and we can still do BNC the way that we did before, just a little bit different, just a tad bit different. But what is the Brave News?
It's for everyone, yeah.
What's that?
It's for everyone.
It is for everyone.
Yeah.
It is for everyone, exactly. And of course, BNC is the show that brings you all of the hottest information for Brave Frontier Global, available to you guys for iPhone, Android, Amazon, and Windows Phone as well. And we have a lot of stuff that we want to cover today, don't we, Risky? That's right. So we're going to dive straight into the Brave updates.
All right.
You ready?
Let's move. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. So for the Brave updates, we have 2 new Omni units. And the first one is Rickel.
Yep.
Rickel.
Wow. Rickel, huh?
Yes, Rickel actually is a very interesting character, as Brave Frontier lore states that her name is not really Rickel. Did you know that, Risky?
Yeah, I did a little bit of research on her Omni evolution, and Rickel is actually not her name. Rickel is
the name of her guns.
The name of the guns,
That's right. The guns that she was given
by
the gods. So she made this contract with these divine guns, and the guns' names are Rickel, and so they bestowed upon her that name of Rickel. And
I see.
this Omni evolution of hers, she's pulling a Mifune, by the way, right? Because she's going from 6-star to Omni, all the way to Omni, which is pretty impressive, right? In this version of Rickel is actually what she would have been like had she grown to control the powers of the divine guns named Rickel, and then the guns allowed her to keep her own name, which is pretty cool. So will we actually learn Rickel's true name? Is what remains to be seen.
Okay, so that will be unveiled later on?
Yes, it will be unveiled later on. I'm not gonna, you know, spoilers. Spoiler alert, right?
Yeah.
But I do really like this design because it is the first time that you can see the guns take a life of their own. Right.
I mean, it used to be like kind of like fused to her hands. It's kind of like hard for everyone to see.
Yeah, she had kind of like a, I don't know, like half of her arm was actually the gun, and here we have them like manifested into like a spiritual form, if you would. And they're quite interesting to look at. Yeah,
and
so
she looks awesome. Yeah.
She does. All right, well, moving on to the second Omni unit, we have Lunaris.
Lunaris.
Yes, Lunaris is probably the, I want to say, the most popular of the 12 Guardians of the Gods. What do you think, Risky?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like, I think her 7-star was pretty much anticipated by everyone, and now she got an Omni. It's really a fair, you know, treatment for her.
Right. I think Lunaris by far is, if not the one of the most popular, and she's probably is like #1 from the 12 Guardians of the Gods story. And the last time that we talked about Lunaris, she was in a very dark place because she has lost both, you know, the man she loved, which is, spoiler alert, Sodus, and Sodus' little brother Aliut, which was a very good friend to Lunaris, and may have not had feelings for her. You know, one of those triangle relationships.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. But here we have Lunaris, had she followed more into the light, I guess you could say, because what happened was that there were a few differences that she had with Aliut that she wasn't able to work out, and then everything ended up in misery. And had she tried to work things out with Aliut a little bit more, she might have survived, and she might have made it to, you know, Elgaia. And you could have seen her among the survivors, like this, looking like this. What do you think of this new Lunaris? Risky?
Well, first thing that you can see is that the whatever spirit or like demon behind her is totally gone.
Yep.
And her wings from the kind of like the demon bat wings changed into like kind of like angel wings or bird wings, but it still retain her like dark feature. So I guess it's kind of like something you say about it. She's somewhere in between light and dark now.
It is. I mean, and you can tell by her clothing as well. There's actually like white bits to them now.
Yeah. That's true.
She's kind of got a little veil going on around her horns, so it's kind of like a Bride of Darkness theme going on. But
it's nice interpretation.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see her in this color scheme though, because we're so used to Lunaris being like this powerful dark unit. She was always in my dark squad for like forever, and now that she's becoming an Omni unit, she might just bring back the reason why she became so popular in the first place. Right?
Well, I think everyone will be excited for this.
I sure am. I'm really excited. All right, well, that's all for the Brave updates. We're moving to the exclusives next, so stick around. All right, we are back, and it's time for Brave exclusives, and this time around we have some real exclusive stuff for you guys. I hope that you are all excited because the new Omni evolution coming for global exclusive is Allanon! Only a bajillion people were waiting for this guy to show up. Am I right, Risky?
It's not just bajillion, I think it's bajillion people.
Bajillion times 10.
Yeah, can't you see in YouTube they have like, where is Allanon? Where is Allanon? Where is Allanon?
It was on every single episode that we ever filmed, I think. I mean, I think especially after Ezra release, there were a lot of people who were really just insisting on an Allanon Omni, and now here he is in his full glory. I hope everybody's happy.
Yeah, I do so.
Yeah. All right, and so if we remember who Allanon is a Deva, of course, and Allanon fought once in this very, very huge war, or let's say he took part in it, and then when he was scouring the surroundings for survivors, he found this particular Deva General, the Deva Supreme General, who had been the sole survivor of the whole, huge battle that had taken place, and he decided, I'm gonna help this guy out. He managed to survive. I'll take him to a friend, and the friend that he took him to was to a Morokai lady. And so he left this Deva General in the care of the Morokai lady, and the two fell in love while they were, in each other's company, and they had this wonderful half Deva, half Morokai baby who we all know and love as Ezra. And that's why Allanon took Ezra away to make sure that she would be, safe, so that she wouldn't be persecuted for her double background. And now he is the famous uncle of Ezra, taking care of her this whole time. And so I am not entirely sure of what lore is behind the new Allanon in Omni form, but from his clothing, it looks like he's been out on a journey. What do you think, Risky?
Yeah, that's actually, we don't currently have the full lore for now. We'll unveil it much later, but from what the keywords that we are using when we are designing this Omni form is that he went for a journey. He has kind of like a little bit like torn clothing, like kind of like travelers, yeah, travelers kind of vibe on top of his appearance. Yeah.
Right.
So, and he looks, like all his books and everything, like sort of like not there anymore.
Yeah, but he has scrolls on the back, though, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So maybe the books were too heavy. Books were too heavy, so he just wrote down some notes and just kept them in there just in case.
Yep. And I think to clarify for this, just in case players are wondering, his Omni evolution is the same as Nyami, which is a direct evolution from the unit itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was a big point with the whole try-it-on thing that we did last time. Yeah. But I think Allanon, of course, was more feasible to actually do that with because Allanon is much more recent than the latest version that we had of try-it-on anyway. So this makes sense, right?
Yep.
And let's talk about this design. How beautiful does Allanon look? Look at those wings.
Yeah, the wings looks more like what do you call it? Like unreal.
Yeah. They look very ethereal.
Yeah,
like
very
a
ethereal,
fairy.
Yes. And he's much more slimmer on the design, I guess, compared to the 7-star.
Yes, we've made it more compact.
What else, Shelly?
Oh, we've made it more compact. I love his long hair. It's just, flowing everywhere. He looks very at peace with himself, I would say, as well. I think maybe he learned a lot throughout his journey.
Right.
Right? All right, well, everybody be excited because Allanon Omni is finally coming out. We know that you guys were waiting for him for a very long time, and he's finally here. Rejoice.
All right, and moving on to the final preview unit, which is a unit that everyone is waiting, but he will be coming as a standalone Omni, which is, guess what? Ultor.
Soulbound Saga is coming.
Yeah, from the Soulbound Saga series. So I guess a lot of players will be, asking why, he's receiving the treatment as similar treatment as Trident.
Right.
As what we shared with you guys earlier, the reason will be very similar to Trident. We want to repurpose, reshape the unit.
Right.
So the team decided to we have to make him as a standalone Omni unit. But this time around, you can get him not from Summon anymore, but you can get it as a reward unit from Frontier Rift.
Right.
So more details on this will be unveiled later on. As at the moment we are still preparing for unit details, more of the skills, and at which point of the reward you will be able to get him. Yeah. So what do you think about the units, Charlie?
I absolutely love the shield. I mean, if you look at this shield, it is quite obviously an amalgamation of the one-eyed Cyclops, right, that Ultor is supposed to represent, and kind of like the lion mane of somebody else.
Okay. That's interpretation, but me doesn't know the lore as well, so I can't really tell anything about it. But yeah, that's a good point, Shelly. That's a good point, Shelly.
Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could just be like a visual thing. But if you've been following the story of the Soulbound Saga series, then you probably know who Ultor, works for, and why his shield might have been influenced by, this lion's mane or whatever. But I think he looks great. I think the colors are very, very bright to show that Ultor is back, new and with brand new skills as well, not just the visual. And I hope that he really does, deliver. Because if we're making units from zero, from scratch, in order to get them out as Omni, then that means that they should be pretty OP, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, we can expect, like a similar level of Trident, because it's not easy to get this unit. You have to put some effort on it. Right. But it will be worth the effort.
Exactly. Yeah. So everybody work hard in Frontier Gate, and hopefully you guys can get this one as well as Trident if you haven't already. I'm going to have to work very hard because I'm not very good at those things. But, practice makes perfect. So let's all work together to get that new and shiny Ultor, shall we?
Yep.
All right. Okay. And now we're moving on to a very special announcement. I mean, I guess we've been enjoying the winter type Miku already in the game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but winter is not the only season in which you can enjoy a Hatsune Miku collaboration, right? So we have the spring chapter of the Miku series here, and we present to you Senbon Sakura Miku.
Well, sis.
I mean, she looks amazing. I'm kind of mad at myself that I spent a lot of gems trying to get the winter Miku. When now that I see this unit, it's like love at first sight, and I really, really want this Senbon Sakura Miku to be mine.
Let me requote your kind of like introduction for her. You did mention about a melodious flurry of pink.
Oh. Well,
Senbon Sakura Miku.
Yeah, that's fine. A melodious flurry of pink. Yeah, you know, when you think about spring, all of the birds are out singing. Nature is beautiful.
Right.
The flowers are out. So she comes in. She steals your heart in a flurry of pink petals, and she has her melodious voice to accompany it. So a melodious flurry of pink, I think, is quite perfect. If I do say so myself.
Well, yeah. So you know, we got the permission from Krypton, Krypton Future Media to show this character. I think it's kind of like a special occasion for us because we don't usually show up collaboration character in advance.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. This the very first Senbon Sakura Miku design by Brave Frontier, the very first in the world.
I love it. I love it so much. This is a brilliant, brilliant design. Her costume is amazing. Her hair looks amazing. I love the hat. Everything about her. I need to have her in my life. So, goodbye, Gems. It was nice knowing you. It was nice knowing you.
We do hope that, you know, especially the Miku fans, will be able to, like, you know, will enjoy this, the Brave Frontier version of this unit. And this is just 7-star. We have much more interesting, I would say, this view. I mean, like the unit illustration for the Omni.
I'm looking forward to it.
So a little bit update on the spring chapter. On top of Senbon Sakura Miku, we will also be reopening the 2016 Hatsune Miku, which is Sakura Miku. The Omni version is called Mankai Sakura Miku. Yeah, and there will be a special dungeon as well on the spring chapter. So do look forward for it. Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll have even more Mikus in the spring.
Yep.
Miku never stops. Can't stop,
Miku
won't
never
stop. Miku in the winter, Miku in the spring. If we go at this rate, you know, maybe we'll have more seasons.
like I don't know, like
well, we'll see.
fall Miku or
yeah,
summer
I mean,
Miku.
I think a lot of the Brave Frontier fans and Brave Frontier players really enjoy having Miku around in different shapes and forms. So, you know, one more Miku's not gonna hurt anyone. Let's all enjoy and await the coming of this beautiful, beautiful Senbon Sakura Miku because I am very excited.
Oh, just for information, I guess. Senbon Sakura, we use a lot of Japanese here, but maybe we can explain what is Senbon Sakura and what Mankai Sakura means. Maybe Shelly?
Well, okay, if you put me on the spot. Well, Mankai Sakura is when a flower blooms, it blooms at kind of different ratios, right? And sometimes when they bloom at first, they're just like this little blossom, and then they start opening up and opening up as time goes by. And when you say that the sakura flower is mankai, it means that it's a full bloom, so the flower has completely opened. Here, the Senbon Sakura, I think it just means like 1,000 sakura.
Yeah, 1,000
petals or sakura flowers?
Sort of 1,000 cherry blossoms.
Yeah, exactly.
It is actually coming from a play name, classic literature in Japan. Yeah, so anyone, if you guys are interested, you know, you can always have Wikipedia and Google to help you.
Yeah, use that
this,
Google.
But Senbon Sakura Miku is pretty much based on the kind of like a short songs on that, and it's actually very interesting.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, you know, add more to the package. She just becomes more interesting by the second, and I'm really excited for her, honestly speaking.
All right. So look forward for this on the early March.
Early March, okay.
Yep, early March. All right.
Now we're gonna move on to our brave answers, so stick around. Alright guys, it is time for the brave answers where you ask all the questions and then Mr. Risky gives us all the answers. Today we have two questions. The first one being, are you all planning to continue with the expansion of Guild Raid? Like with the incorporation of new units, for example, or was Ravea's batch the last of them? Good question, good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question, but I mean, we have indirectly says this, I mean, across several BNCs, but currently our team is focusing more on the Frontier Rift. So Ravea's batch was the last, but you know, we will be looking to add more Guild Raid specific skills to existing units. So as you guys know, there are a few units that receive Guild Raid specific skill, for example, Galtier, the Halloween Horseman unit. So at the same time, we will also be updating a lot of old units or global exclusive unit to receive this kind of Guild Raid skill as well. Moving forward, we are planning to have a new series of units for Guild cooperative play in Frontier Rift. So as you guys can see, the Frontier Rift is the next content that we want to focus on, and there will be we want to introduce a Guild specific aspect on the Frontier Rift itself. So there will be a upcoming patch regarding this. So basically, you can play together with your guild. No, not that currently Frontier Rift is more of like a single player content. But in the future, we will be opening more like a guild cooperative play for the Frontier Rift. So more information about this will be shared in the future BNCs. And in the meantime, there's a little bit teaser from the team regarding this. The new series for the Frontier Rift will expand a very specific portion of the global exclusive lore. Yeah, which lore is that? We won't be unveiling it now.
I have no idea. So it could be so many things.
Yeah, so I guess, well, what do you think about it, Charlie? I mean, like, now it's time for us to pick up Frontier Rift, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Because I think I haven't even really attempted the first one because they're not the easiest things to do, really. To be honest, it's kind of like combination of strategy zone and frontier gate. So,
exactly, and I have a terrible time at the strategy zone already as it is. I haven't beaten Saria. Like, I really need to step up my game and try to think about things more in a, you know, as the strategy zone says, strategically, because I'd like to just go in there and just like bash, and then destroy everything and then be out of my way. But that's not how every fight works. Sometimes there are specific mechanics that you do have to keep in mind that facilitate, you know, different attacks, or sometimes, you know, bosses have unexpected skills that you didn't see coming, and you have to prepare for those as well. So yeah, I think I have to level up and really look into my party before I attempt any of these, but I'm excited for it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, you can always have a community to help you.
Yes.
Like there are a lot of guides there in Reddit, in Wikia, so do look for it. So,
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to the second question? Okay. Second question here says, I've seen that there has been updates on global exclusive units that have gone from 50 cost to 54 cost, or have had their skills buffed. Is there any chance for Ensa-Taya and Juno-Seto to have somewhat of a boost? If so, it'll make more sense and be more fair to the mighty lore of these two beauties.
Well, you know, as much as players love Ensa-Taya and Juno-Seto, we do as well. And our team really like them, and we'll be looking to update them in the near future. So in fact, we are not going to stop at just these two beauties. You'll be looking for more upgrade to the fan favorite units that have been outdated, so that players can, you know, the unit can be relevant again in the current meta. So yeah, do look forward for all global enhancement in the future. Okay,
excellent. So we can expect some updates.
There will be updates as well. So you know, as we committed from the beginning in 2018, the team is not going to just stop updating Brave Frontier. We will be having new content. new characters. Vortex Arena and Frontier Rift will be the next seasonal content that we are having. As you guys remember as well, this month we have the Frontier Hunter, the global exclusive Frontier Hunter, focusing on the mono elemental squads. So do expect those kind of content coming as well. And we will also be looking at how to make those old units relevant by upgrading them. More details on the upgrade will be announced later on in the BNCs. But what we are looking at is that every unit, a lot of fan favorite unit that players want them to receive update. We now have flexibility to update it. So yeah, do look forward for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's always very exciting, especially, I know that Ensa-Taya and Juno-Seto, we know very well that fans are very, very fond of them. So if anybody deserves, some nice treatment or special treatment, it's definitely those two. But it's really refreshing and reassuring to hear that it's not just going to stop at those two, because, I mean, it's hard to say that there isn't, I can't even put it into words, but I feel like every global exclusive unit that has ever been made is a fan favorite.
yes, exactly. I mean,
because they're so different from the ones that we get from the original version, and they have been created with the global users in mind as well. And so, it is no wonder that so many global users are so fond of all of these exclusive units. So, I mean, I'm sure that we can't do all of them, because that's a huge task.
Yes.
But I am excited to see and to take a guess as to who else might be getting some more love from the global exclusive units.
Yeah, I mean, that's really true. I mean, we are going to, of course, observe the community reaction on what are the unit, the most favorite units, and then we will be sort of prioritizing based on that.
Right.
So yeah, look forward for it.
So I see more polls in our future, maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for answering those, Risky. Are you ready to move on to the Summoner's Corner?
Yep, let's move on to
Okay,
the Summoner's Corner.
Summoner's Corner time. We have Yoon Silvermoon here. It would be pretty cool to see more GQs of characters, GQs being Grand Quests, of characters, namely the Uprisers badge and other fan favorite characters too. I do love lore of characters, and it would be nice to see extensions of those characters in game.
Yeah, I guess as we have mentioned it earlier, it won't be on GQ per se, but it is going to move on to the Frontier Rift. So all the story, a new story will be told over the Frontier Rift. Yeah, and again, Yoon Silvermoon, it's Uprising, not Uprisers.
Oh, you got called out. It's Uprising, not Uprisers.
But we do, I mean, we do understand that Uprising badge is a really interesting badge, because sort of when they are released based on a special event like New Year or seasonal event, but there's not really a particular story attached to them.
Right.
So the team wanted to explore further on this as well. So we are going to have sort of a Frontier Rift. We are planning for having a Frontier Rift for the Uprising badge as well. So do look forward for it.
Excellent. All right, moving on to Der Motze. Around a few years ago, I saw an image on Google, and that was Elena. I thought that she looks quite awesome, and I want to play that game to get her. I got her for my first UOC, unit of choice, back then, and I really wish she would be useful. So this person is really fond of Elena, to the point that they played Brave Frontier just to get Elena. As their unit of choice as well. They could have had anybody else, but they chose Elena, and they're hoping that, Elena will get some love. Risky? What's going on?
I really can't argue with that, because I do like Elena design. It's a very time mage design, and I really wish in the future we can have this kind of time stop mechanic.
That's your dream. You always say that. But you always mention
fanboy can always dream, okay. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, Elena is one of the unit that our team is considering as well. That's why I picked this comment. As of how and when she's going to be released, please just stay a little bit more for the announcement in the upcoming months. But yeah, Elena is in our list.
Okay, excellent. So there is hope for Elena yet. Zaragoza.
Yes.
So, you know, keep your eyes peeled and you might see something, you know, on the horizon. Who knows?
Yep.
All right, moving on to Rondell Cooper here. Thank you guys. You're the best. Please don't quit your job. You two are the best at what you do, and I hope you two are ready for the water element Vortex. I'm going to go the hardest for global with my water Selena team. Wow, thank you so much, Rondell.
Thank you so much, and we are not quitting.
Yeah. I mean,
we are not quitting, so don't worry.
Yeah,
thank you, Rondell.
It's not about quitting. It's just, you know, trying to work around the way in which we can still do our jobs, like, you know, efficiently, and that won't disturb the system that we already have in place too much. But you know, things evolve and things change. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah. So we'll keep doing the show as best as we can. Hopefully, you guys are able to enjoy this format. If you have any type of feedback or any suggestions that you think might make this work better, please leave it in the comments. We would love to hear from you so that we can hopefully, you know, adapt it for next time and make it a little bit better, whatever it is that it's lacking. So thank you for the encouragement, Rondell. Really, really appreciate it. And I am looking forward to seeing your Selena team.
Yeah.
Right, Risky?
Yep. All right. So let's move on to the next one.
To the last one, which is a huge one from Bookworm 13X here. I think we answered one of Bookworm's most recent questions, because it says here, the first thing he says, or she says, is, thanks for answering my question. so here you are again on the show, Bookworm. Bookworm says that my favorite of the 3 original net animations was the last one, Fantabulous Frontier. Maxwell Hits the City was great too, but my favorite part of the series was her voice actress. And her rendition of Maxwell was spot on. So Bookworm thinks that Maxwell was perfect, and it was something really charming about the Inferno Cop-esque feel for the first series, Brefro Friends. So I'm glad you're enjoying those, because, you know, the Alien team works really, really hard to make those, and especially, you know, realizing that the global audience also enjoys these and wants them, you know, at least in English as well. I think it was very kind of them to include those, you know, translated as well, which was great.
Yeah.
And Bookworm has another question here. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to take a guess at who we might be seeing in the Elysia update. Of the characters mentioned in Elysian lore, we have yet to see Lyral, Gortius, Radmul, and the Witch. And Bookworm here says it's Xijing. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
Yeah, that's correct. Xijing.
Okay. I mean, Dragar is in Elysia, and we all know he came from the Athensphere, so I don't know. He's connecting too many dots here. So I believe it might be one of them. There's also the Blade Trosten, which Xenon has in the Xenon and Estia joint unit. Xantar is already a sphere. I assume the black sword he wields is his cursed form, possibly a cursed version of Trosten. So will we also get Trosten as a sphere? So many questions.
Wow, it's really long, but I really do love, I mean, like, Bookworm 13X comment on this, because it shows how he is really into the lore of Global Exclusive.
I mean, they're keeping tabs. Got a list of all the characters and even the weapons, you know, the spears that were mentioned in Elysian lore. So can you answer some of these questions for Bookworm?
Yeah. Actually, the reason of me choosing this comment is because I want to clarify on the hint I gave last BNCs. Because I mistakenly pointed out a unit from Elysian story. I mean, like, it's true that we are going to have Elysian update as well in the future, Elysian lore update in the future. But there is this particular things that I mentioned regarding, like, the unit name was taken from one of the items or equipment. So apparently this particular unit design is a standalone design and has nothing to do with the Elysian lore.
Oh,
so I'm sorry for that. Yeah.
Okay, so that changes everything.
Yeah, that changes everything. But it's not that we are not going to do Elysian lore, because we are planning for Elysian lore update as well. But I'm just trying to clarify on these particular things. Well, maybe I can give another better hint. It's actually coming from a sphere name, a global exclusive sphere name, and there is a mention about the character there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a mention about the character in the sphere.
In the sphere description.
Okay.
It's
all right.
a very brief mention.
Okay.
So,
all right.
well, anyway, if this character is ever realized, I'll be updating you guys, definitely.
Okay.
For that.
All right. All right. So
but
a little bit of a misunderstanding there, but it doesn't mean that more Elysian characters are not gonna come. It just means that the one that is coming next is the one you can find in the lore of that sphere.
Yeah, a particular sphere that is not attached to any of the so-called the main story or the bigger arc of global exclusive lore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna have to dig.
I guess
to find
they
out.
can do some kind of like they can do some kind of like searching on the particular sphere without with a standalone lore, I guess. And yeah, I mean, thank you for the comment. You are currently like you are giving us a lot of like things we can consider, but I'll discuss that with the team if it is something that is feasible for us to do. But don't worry about Elysian lore. Elysian lore is still on track, and we are going to have an update on that in the upcoming months.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So hopefully that answers your question, Bookworm. Sorry for the little misunderstanding with the previous BNC, but there is still hope because more Elysian characters are coming regardless, which is what we wanted anyway, because that's one of my favorite global exclusive stories that we've ever made.
Xenonestia.
Yes, my favorite. Oh my god, I love them so much. I don't think you guys understand. But before I go off on a rant on how much I love them, just thank you guys so much for watching another episode of BNC. We know that this one, again, is very new and very different. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Any feedback, any comments that you have on how we can make the show better from now on in this type of style is very much appreciated, so that we can keep the show running for as long as possible, and yeah, just thank you for all of your support, for always sending us these lovely messages, and your questions are very much appreciated. I'm sure Risky loves answering them, don't you, Risky?
Yes, of course, me and my team.
Exactly.
All right.
Anything from your part before we sign off, Risky?
I think I'm good, and yeah, as usual, I hope technically this BNC will turn okay. And yeah, as what Charlie said, do give us feedback, keep supporting us on the comment, and we are not going to as much as possible, as long as possible, we are going to keep delivering you the updates, content for Brave Frontier Global. Exactly. Because Summoner's adventure is never over. Exactly. Never over. Never over. Never over. All right. So we'll see you guys next time. See you again. Bye bye.